Hey everyone, welcome back to the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. In today's video we're going to have a brief look at my expulsion from the court in Dublin on Tuesday last, and we're going to have a look somehow how it was covered in the newspapers. You can see here from yesterday's paper, trial ban for dad of Garda Kenna. So we look at some of the details in this article and how it was reported on. We'll use Owen Randall's article in Breaking News, and we look at the whole ramifications of it, and I think it'll give us a very, very good insight into how the Irish judicial system can be manipulated to create a false narrative. So what happened on Tuesday, to give a background to the story, Brendan Grehan, Senior Counsel for the Prosecution, we thank him most sincerely for playing a video from the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign in the CCJ in Dublin. So thank you for that, Mr Grehan. It brought the attention of the campaign to all those in the court. So we thank you for that. It was a short clip played in relation to a video where I accused Garda Kenna of telling lies and committing perjury. Or the other option for that is complete incompetence. So we're going to have a very quick look at the video clip that was played in the court, or some of it. I'll not play it all. I think it was 3 or 4 minutes played in the court. Just a very brief clip, and then we'll have a look through the article, how it was reported, and we can show how the curated narrative continues against the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. So we'll have a quick look at that little clip now. Thank you. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. We have much to tell you about, and I suppose the most important thing that we must get across to you, the public, now at this moment in time, that everything we have said in the course of the 200 videos or 200 plus videos during the course of Aaron's campaign, all the information we have given you in relation to the theft of the car in Clotterhead, the murder scene and the burn site, everything has been proven to be correct. And our assertion that the truth is that there has been collusion, corruption, a completely narrated story created by the DPP and Garda Kenna to obtain a false conviction against Aaron. Now, in the last live video we done very quickly last week was to confirm that the information we had given in relation to some of the times in the storyboard created by the DPP, well, the times we said was possible, implausible and totally nonsensical, were proven on Friday morning once again in the CCJ in Dublin. Now, just briefly going back over what we said in our previous video, the live video, I'm saying once again, Garda Kenna and the DPP committed perjury and contempt of court when Garda Kenna was asked had he ever done a time trial for these journeys that was on the storyboard, and he replied no, he had not. He had not authorised anyone else to do it, and he wasn't aware that anyone else had ever done it. So this is complete and total incompetence at best. But that is not what happened. Garda Kenna is not that incompetent. You cannot take information. You cannot take times and details and distances and not correlate them, check them and fact check them in the most extensive and in-depth investigation in the history of the Irish state. That is what you are told. That is what you were told. Garda Kenna told the court. Brendan Grehan told the court. Mark Phillips told the court. Pat Murray told the court. the most extensive investigation in the history of the Irish state. And here we have a member of Garda Kenna telling the court, once he was put on, not under pressure, he was asked the question, did you ever time trial this information that you had correlated, put into a PowerPoint presentation and shown in evidence against Aaron Brady? Did you check any of the times? Was it possible? And Garda Kenna answered no. Garda Kenna, you are a liar. You committed perjury in the court in Dublin. And then we're going to move very quickly. That is the little clip that was played in the court in Dublin, in the CCJ on Tuesday last. And this is the front picture of the article created by Owen Reynolds that went on Breaking News. And we're going to go through that article, as I said, and look at the relevant pieces from that article, and we'll comment on it as Mr Reynolds seen what happened in the court. So when I was speaking in relation to Garda Kenna and calling him a liar or totally incompetent there, we are focusing mainly just on one aspect of the storyboard created by Garda Kenna, and it's this one here. We've seen it all before. The journey time between Monasterboice Inn and Termonfeckin Credit Union. As you can see, 6 minutes and 20 seconds is the DPP story. It's actually 6 minutes and 6 seconds. That's an error. But we're going to focus on that journey, you can see, from A to B. And during the course of his evidence last week, an engineer said it was highly implausible that journey could be done in 6 minutes. He said he done it at quite a stiff pace and it took nearly 10 minutes. And we have always said that is impossible from journey A to B. So let's have a look at the article and we will be able to just break down what happened, what was said, and how the story has been constructed by the prosecution. So this is the first paragraph. I'm just going to read the red writing there. Before the trial resumed on Tuesday last, Brendan Grehan, Senior Counsel for the Director of Public Prosecution, raised concerns about a video published online by Tony Brady, in which Mr Brady accused the Garda of committing perjury and contempt of court when the Garda gave evidence in the trial last week. So Mr Grehan is referring back to something I said last week, and indeed I have called Garda Kenna and a number of other guards liars previously. And a number of other members of Garda Kenna who we say were in contempt of court and committed perjury. So this is not the first time. So some of this action by Brendan Grehan and Garda Kenna, I could quite cynically say is down to timing. But again, that's just our outlook or our aspect of what happened on Tuesday last. The next paragraph we're going to look at here. After showing the clip from the video to the court, Mr Grehan asked for Mr Brady to be excluded for the remainder of the trial. So once again, Mr Reynolds, you showed a video clip. You never mentioned Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. There was no reason that you as a journalist, now Mr Reynolds was there, Robin Schiller was there, and Alison O'Riordan, 3 senior investigative journalists, were in the court, and they didn't mention that the video clip shown was a clip from one of over 200 videos created by the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign, and the video came directly from the campaign. And actually it looked quite well up on the screen, the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign logos in the Central Criminal Court. So we were happy with that. Next paragraph. Mr Justice Hunt told him that he's not entitled to make comments accusing someone of perjury and contempt of court. That's not your decision, the judge said. So basically I said I was only giving my opinion on the evidence Garda Kenna gave, and I was informed by the court that I am entitled to my opinion, but I'm not entitled to make comments on that opinion to the effect of the person who given evidence was telling lies and committing perjury. But we'll move on. He said everyone coming to the court is entitled to a fair crack of the whip, be they guards or anyone else. And of course we agree with that. Everyone's entitled to the fair crack at the whip. But if those persons getting the fair crack at the whip are telling lies, somebody else is not getting a fair crack of the whip. And that was simply my basis for putting Garda Kenna's synopsis of times on the video and calling him a liar and saying that he actually committed perjury. He added that he was not making a finding of contempt of court against Tony Brady. So this in itself is quite interesting, because I believe if the court believed that I was telling lies, or I was giving false information, or I was constructing a false narrative, I do believe it would have been beholding on Judge Hunt, Judge Berkeley and Judge Mitchell to find me in contempt of court. Now, they may very well do so in the future, I'm not certain, but I do believe that I should have been arrested, and not even on the foot of a warrant from the judge. Garda Kenna was there, Senior Investigating Officer Mark Phillips, and a number of other detectives. The court was full of them. So if they had any issue, what I said in my video last week, that Garda Kenna is a liar and he committed perjury, I should have been arrested for contempt of court. But there is a very strong possibility, indeed it is the truth, that I was telling the truth and they know it, which we will see. So that's basically what happened in the interaction in respect of what happened with myself in the court. But we just want to look at this once more, what I actually said. Garda Kenna told the court that he never done the times on this journey here from A to B. Okay, he never done the time trials of that. He wasn't aware of anyone else in the incident room doing it, and he wasn't aware of Garda Buckley doing it. Now, Garda Buckley done a number of time trials, and lo and behold, Garda Buckley done a time trial from Ballymascanlon service station up to Termonfeckin. So he drove up the motorway, past the Monasterboice Inn, and drove on to Termonfeckin and never done a time trial. I find that extraordinary and very difficult to believe in respect of Garda Buckley. But then he's only getting orders from those above him. He's only been doing what he is told, in fairness to Garda Buckley. But let's look again at Garda Kenna. So Garda Kenna has told us, no, I never done any time trials. But when he was being cross-examined by Brendan Grehan, Brendan Grehan said, do you think, Garda Kenna, that the journey can be done between Monasterboice and Termonfeckin Credit Union in 6 minutes? And Garda Kenna said, yes, I believe it can. How do you know, Garda Kenna, if you never done a time trial? How can you explain that? That you're just throwing out a view, an opinion, and as you can see, Judge Hunt wasn't very hot on opinions. And indeed, Judge Hunt last week gave an excellent description of this exercise that I am highlighting here. When the defence teams for Suspect A and Suspect B let the court know that an expert coming in relation to time trials, Judge Hunt said very rightly, this is at the very low scale of expertise. We have someone driving a car and hitting a stopwatch. And you're 1,000,000% right, Judge Hunt. You couldn't have hit the nail on the head any sweeter. Because that's all Garda Kenna had to do. And we have to believe he never done it. And just this last little picture here, you can see the Monasterboice Inn, and the road passing by is the M1. So Garda Kenna wants us to believe he never slipped off the M1 and timed the journey from Monasterboice Inn to Termonfeckin. He would have passed that junction, I would say, hundreds of times in the last 10 years. He's one of the senior men involved in the investigation. He's correlating the CCTV footage. He's looking after the CCTV harvesting teams. Anyone sees anything, any of the viewers, or either PSNI or Garda Kenna, see anything of any relevance or what might be relevant, who do they contact? Garda Kenna. So Garda Kenna told us that he never done the time trial. He told us that he knew that the journey could be done in 6 minutes. Now I must highlight here, this is only one of a number of journeys in relation to the theft of the car that was allegedly used in the Modern robbery. This car was stolen in Clogherhead. This is only one of a number of journeys that night, and a number of absolutely crazy storyboard elements put in relation to the burn site. So this is only a little part of it. But the reason why this is so important, it is the entry point to the whole storyboard for Garda Kenna when they took the case against Aaron. It is the entry point, and it is vital. So Garda Kenna said he never done it, and yet he knew it could be done in 6 minutes. Now I have done that trip now recently with a retired rally driver. Now he's still a young man, a retired rally driver. And it was no Sunday drive, Mr Grehan, I can tell you. The journey cannot be done in 6 minutes. It is as simple as that. And if the journey cannot be done in 6 minutes, Garda Kenna, Senior Investigating Officer Mark Phillips, Senior Counsel for the Public Prosecution, Mr Brendan Grehan, Junior Counsel for the Prosecution, Mr Staten, use are peddling lies. The story given to the court in respect of the case against our son Aaron is perjury. It is based on lies. And this is only a small sample of, and you, Brendan Grehan, expose this lie to the courts and hopefully to the mainstream media. And please, Owen Reynolds, please name the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. What are you afraid of? Why can't Justice for Aaron Brady be put in that article? Who gives you the right, Owen Reynolds or Robin Schiller or Alison O'Riordan? Who gives you the right to edit Justice for Aaron Brady campaign out of what happened in court last Tuesday? It was there, all the screens on the TV. All the screens on the TV seen those 3 posters and banners. All the screens on the TV seen this here. Aaron Brady, and we were confirmed that Joe Ryan told us Aaron Brady could not have shot Detective Guard Adrian Donoghue. So what gives you 3 journalists the right to edit the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign out of what happened in court? I think it's inexplicable, and I'm begging the 3 senior journalists, I'm begging you now, please let the people know why you cannot put that up. And I'm going to say why, because you're afraid of the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign, because we are telling the truth. Garda Kenna, you are a liar, you committed perjury. And I will stand by that. And if anyone wants to speak to me in relation to contempt of court, I will go to any Garda station anywhere at any time. I have no issue with that whatsoever. So hopefully, folks, that'll give you an idea of the shenanigans that went on Tuesday last. And I don't know where the paper is. I'll just show you one more time if I can find it. That's right. Trial ban for dad of Garda Murderer. So we were in the paper again, and again, Justice for Aaron Brady campaign's not mentioned. Thank you for watching once again. Please, please, please continue to like, comment and share. The court case in Dublin is getting extremely interesting at the moment. Unfortunately, I've been excluded from that process, and but hopefully our mainstream media journalists will keep me fully informed as to all and every point in the closing arguments in relation to the defence team. So thanks to the public for watching. Please continue to like, comment and share, and we'll see you very soon in the next video. Thank you.